want to get going? Can we get going now?
Yep, we can start right now. Yep.
Okay. Why don't we pledge allegiance to the flag? I'll turn my thing around so you can see our flag. Do you see it? Okay, now you can pledge allegiance.
Okay.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
And to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Okay. All right. So first thing is the approval of the minutes. Did we get minutes from August? We did.
Yep.
Sorry. Yeah. So do we have any comments or anything that anybody wants to comment, any changes or additions to the minutes?
no,
No? Okay, so let's have a vote. Who would like to, all those in favor of accepting the minutes, say aye.
aye,
Aye.
Anybody not? Nay. And if you were not here, then you're abstaining, so. Okay. All right, so now, co-chairman and commission members' comments. Do we have any comments from anybody this evening? No? Okay. All right. The public is not here.
Right. On vacation.
She's on vacation, our public. Okay. So we have no public comments. All right. So Austin, would you like to give on the senior center, please?
Thanks, Wendy. So, we've opened back up starting this past Tuesday. So all programming is taking place again with social distancing requirements. So we have dining in our cafe, limited to a certain number of people. We're still doing the drive-through, but all of the exercise classes and card games and everything else, the billiards room, it's all open and being used. So that's a positive thing in the right direction. We had a bus situation 2-3 weeks ago. We came to work and someone stole the catalytic converter out from one of our buses.
Oh, you're kidding.
God,
Oh my God.
Yep, that's the second time that's happened
You're
in the
kidding.
last 2 years, 3 years. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So that was fixed. We also had a bus out with a broken window. So that was it's still out being fixed. And we have one out with a, go ahead, I'm sorry.
How did the window break? Was it part of,
Just a rock from landscaping got hit with a mower and thrown through there.
Oh,
So
okay.
completely accidental,
okay.
nothing
All
wrong.
right. Uh-huh.
And then we had a bus go out with an electrical issue, so that's still out. So one of them is back, and we're still waiting on 2 more. So that's been a frustration for the drivers and Heather and the seniors, just scheduling wise, but doing the best that we can with what we got. And in the next, hopefully tomorrow we get another one back, and then we'll have 2, and then that'll be much better.
Okay.
There is a new COVID policy that came out yesterday for the town that if you are not vaccinated, each Sunday you need to go for a COVID test and give the results to HR prior to returning to work on Monday. So that starts with October 11, Heather, I think it was. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes.
is that for
But it's
town?
great to, yes, yep, town employees. Yeah.
Okay.
we already had started that for our after-school employees on the beach and rec side, because they work in the school, so they had to do that anyway. But yeah, so we're just happy to have seniors back in the building. They're excited to be back. I talked with two of the billiards guys today. They were really happy to be able to go upstairs and hang out with each other and
Are
play
they
pool
wearing
and just
masks?
kind of get back.
Wearing masks?
Yes, everyone in any town building has to wear a
still wear a
mask.
mask, right, okay. Yep.
Like I went to a meeting at Bauer Park yesterday in the classroom, Bauer Park classroom at night, and everyone has to wear masks during that. There's some reminding of folks to do it.
Yeah.
But it'll take time, and hopefully by the time everybody remembers to wear one, we can not wear one anymore. But we'll see how that goes. Just happy to be back open and having people here and getting back to a somewhat normal routine is really helpful for us to have people here, but it's great for the seniors to be out and about socializing, going to the grocery stores, going to their doctor's appointments, and it's a much needed break from what was a long year and a half.
That's for sure, yeah, okay. Any comments on what Austin had to say, or?
I just wanted to ask Austin one thing. I don't know the logistics of anything, but the Strong House had 2 buses that just sit idly in the VNA parking lot, handicapped accessible. I mean, that's been there now for what, a year and a half. I don't know what shape they're in, but I mean, it's too bad you can't utilize those.
So that could be a conversation I could have with the VNA and see what their plans are for them.
Yeah, if they're not being used, that would make sense to be able to have access to them when we.
And one of them is fairly new, because didn't you guys got that grant, the 5310 grant?
Yeah, the other one might be too old now. I really don't know, but yeah, we did. The other one of them is fairly new, and they always
Probably
kept them up.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'll have a conversation just to put out a feeler and see what their plans are for it.
That's great. All right. Next on the agenda, affordable housing. Heather, any news?
So the next meeting of the ad hoc committee is tomorrow morning.
Oh.
They're planning on meeting to discuss the final version of the survey from the consultant. And the group went back to the consultant and made several suggestions of questions they would like to see on the survey. And it sounds like they took some of the suggestions and not some of the other suggestions. So the group is going to be discussing whether they want to move forward with this survey for the Madison community, or whether they want to develop their own survey for the community. They're also going to be discussing scheduling educational meetings. And I'm sure that they're going to be looking to connect with the senior commission and other boards and commissions to get the word out about the work that they're trying to do. So.
Okay. Right. So you said that they met with a consultant and looked at what the consultant suggested, and then they don't know whether they agree with every single thing. And so
there's a consultant that's been hired by SCROG, which is it's a regionalization of towns who's working together to put this plan together. And so the consultant was hired by SCROG to represent these, I think it's like 15 towns, to help develop one survey for all of the towns.
Oh, okay.
And so they just didn't feel like it was really specifically geared towards Madison residents. And I think it's really important to get buy-in and feedback from the Madison residents. So
absolutely, yeah.
That was some of their concern.
Yeah, well, I would think, because otherwise it's just too general.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. All right, anybody else have a question? Comment? All right.
I'd also like to just say that
Okay.
Heather has, in addition to like the Affordable Housing Committee, has been instrumental in working with folks who are selling their affordable housing units
Oh,
in town. So, you know, if you own an affordable housing unit, say on Samantha Lane or West Sussex or any of the other developments in town, there's very strict guidelines into
oh,
how you can sell it, how much you could sell it for, who's qualified to purchase it. So Heather's really taken the reins and you know, develop sort of guidelines and policies for how we are going about doing that. And a couple of them have gone through already. But it's a big undertaking. You're dealing with attorneys and buyers and sellers.
wow.
The buyers, all their income documents, and
Mm.
it's been a lot, but she's done great doing that.
Thank you, Heather. That's like a whole other job. Really, you know?
It's been a good learning experience.
I bet, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Well, everybody probably that owned them was thinking, oh, the real estate market is good now. I can sell it and make, you know, a profit. And that's defeating the whole point of affordable housing for people. So
Yeah, they're deed restricted units, so they can only resell it for a certain.
certain amount, yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you, Austin, for mentioning that about Heather. So now we need to discuss the senior center 10-year anniversary, which is coming up
Yeah, so the 10-year anniversary is in November.
November.
So we don't know what kind of restrictions we're going to be under come November.
Mhm.
So, you know, I'd hate to plan an extravaganza and then not be able to have but 25 people in the cafe.
I know.
So I think we could do a month-long celebration and give gifts to the seniors who come in, like a pen possibly, or additional like coffee cups or something that have, you know, our logo, 10-year anniversary with the dates. We could put balloons in the rooms for the month and, you know, celebrate sort of internally with the seniors here. You know, in a normal world, we would have, you know, a giant open house and all the building committee members and you all and the boards of finance, selectmen, everybody there to celebrate the 10-year anniversary. But, you know, I don't want to put the time into that if we're not going to be able to utilize the space as we could.
You know, I think that's a good idea personally, is just making it kind of ongoing, and then the lunches maybe could be special once a week or something, or I don't know, something.
I had an idea. I don't know, but I had an idea. I was thinking it would be kind of cool to have Kevin make maybe little cupcakes with a candle in it, and we could hand them out, you know, have people drive up and get one, or we could deliver them to the town officials, or with maybe a pamphlet of the senior center. I mean, just something to remind people. I don't know. Is that dumb?
I like that.
No, not at all.
No, I think
that's a good
just
idea.
making people remember,
Yeah.
you know, that we're here and give them something to think about when they would have been here for a big party. Yeah.
I'd be happy to hand them out or deliver them, or.
And I think also, like the local representatives and state representatives will do proclamations. So maybe we could connect with them to do something.
That's a good idea too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I still think it'd be a good idea to have, just for promotional purposes, to have still a big event. I mean, wait until October or so to see what it looks like in terms of what the pandemic is doing and what our restrictions are going to do. Because I think it helps to get just information out in general to the community about the senior center, which I think is equally important, to let them know what we're doing and all the good things that you folks are pulling off, like with the affordable housing, that type of thing.
Yeah, well, I think though, that might be hard to do it at the last minute, something big, but Austin, if you get a hold of the source and get a reporter to come in and interview you and interview Heather and anybody else that they want to talk to about the senior center and have like a front page story, 10 years, you know?
Yeah.
That would be a good way, I think, you know, because everybody gets the source. And if you had to ask them, what would it cost to have it be on the front page? Because I know these things are not, they don't just happen because you want them to. So what do you think, Austin?
No, I think, if I reached out to the local reporters for the source in Shoreline Times, they would do a story. It doesn't cost anything to do that. They would write up a piece about that.
I mean, and you can even mention all the wonderful things you did during the pandemic. The Meals on Wheels continued and all your clinics.
Yeah, I think that we need to really, I think that we do need to really have a big event, but it's kind of hard to plan something like that at the last minute because you just never know. And now we have the third variant, you know, that has popped up that they're trying to get a hold, you know, get Delta under control. And now we have this other one. So it really might make it really chance. You'd really be taking a chance. But a good interview and a good story, but front page, not, you know, a headline. I don't, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what qualifies for a headline, but seems to me that certainly would. So
I think that would.
yeah. So then everybody would see it, and then you could read the interview, and that way at least that's getting out there. Then along with the cup, you know, the coffee cups and pens and cupcakes, like, you know, too, on the actual. What is the date? Do you know? Is there a date that we, Austin, do you know?
I think it was a couple of weeks before Thanksgiving.
Okay. All right. I don't remember the date myself. That's terrible, but okay. So any help you need on that, just let me know, Austin. All right.
So yeah, so if we could put together a small, like 2 of you that would want to meet with Heather and I to
Sure.
talk about it, that would be great.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I volunteer for that. So, you know, anybody else that wants to join.
I'd be happy to if you.
Okay. Good. So
Perfect.
just let us
All
know.
right, so Lori and
Wendy.
Lori, are you you're back in town?
Yes.
All right, I'll send out an email with a date for maybe next week we could get together.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. Okay. All right. Let's see. So anything else at the moment about the 10-year anniversary? Okay. So then under new business, do we have new business to talk about, Austin?
I just have one thing. The price of our mailing went up, so we do our newsletter every month, sorry, and we send it out through the post office, and we do like 1,700 something newsletters a month, and the price hasn't gone up in a couple of years, and now it's went up just a little bit, so the price of the mailing will go up, but that's all.
Oh, good.
About
So
that.
it's not a huge increase. It's just a little increase. Okay.
Well, yeah, it's like a
Okay.
penny per newsletter.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
all right. Okay, so anything else? Anybody else wants to talk about?
Anybody have questions or concerns or about anything?
No?
Justin, you got any?
Not really finance related unless you have any questions, but I'm just thinking, as you're talking about the article, you might want to just get on their radar because I'm thinking with the local election, November 2nd, they'll probably be crowded up until that point. So maybe a weekend after.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah,
You get,
good.
even like a placeholder, just so they know,
Yes,
that you want to do that.
that's a good idea. Okay. All right, so if there's nothing else to discuss, who would like to make a motion that we adjourn?
I move.
Dale, okay, so moved. And second,
Second.
I second.
okay. Okay, so we're adjourning. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right,
Aye.
adjourning at 5:57 or something like that. Okay? Okay. Okay. Well, thank you, everybody, for coming this evening, and I'm trusting everybody is staying well and keeping their mask on. And did anybody get a booster shot yet? I know. No? Okay. Okay. Oh, geez. Your cough.
have taken-
Okay.
We've taken someone to get their. Okay.
Pardon me, Austin?
We've taken someone for their booster shot, so people are getting them.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I just don't know whether, it's better to wait just a tiny bit, but I don't know. So, okay. All right. Well, that's it. So the meeting is adjourned, and thank you all for coming. And